This might sound crazy, but the way to get rid of fear is not what you may think. If you're scared right now of starting, failing, being seen, doing the wrong thing, let me tell you something first. There is nothing wrong with you. See, most people think fear means this is dangerous, but fear doesn't actually mean danger. It means your nervous system is doing exactly what it was designed to do. Let me explain. From the moment we are born, our nervous system is built to look for threat before it looks for safety. And not because life is cruel, but because survival came first. Fear existed in you before words, before logic, before memory. So you didn't learn fear by thinking. You absorbed it by living. And then life started shaping it. When safety was inconsistent, when emotional needs weren't met, when love had to be earned, your body learned a very simple rule. Safety depends on approval. And that's where fears like being abandoned, the fear of rejection, the fear of not being enough came from. Then at moments where you were punished for speaking up, where your emotions were neglected, where you were hurt emotionally or physically. And sometimes it takes only one moment. This is the moment when your body decides never again. So when you are scared to speak, to show up, to be seen, it's not your body being dramatic, but it's your body being ancient. And now let's add social conditioning to this mix. If authority was rigid, if love was tied to performance, if your mistakes were treated like moral failures, an inner voice in you forms and you hear the following. It says, don't mess up, stay small, don't disappoint, be careful. And this voice isn't yours. This is your conditioning. And as you grow, fear changes shape. It stops being about survival and starts being about your self-worth. Now the questions aren't, will I survive? They are, who am I allowed to be? Am I acceptable? Do I belong? And when language enters the picture, fear becomes a story. Thoughts amplify emotion, and your imagination runs faster than reality. So now fear sounds like, people will think, I am this or that. This means I am. And on top of that, many fears that you carry aren't even yours. They were inherited from family beliefs, from school, from religion, from media, from a system that rewards fitting in and punishes deviation. So if your fear feels personal, it most often never is. It is patterned. And once you see that, everything starts to shift. And then fear doesn't mean don't do it. And it starts feeling familiar. It no longer feels it is fatal. And now let me make this real for you. I personally was terrified to start my own business. I had just left the education system, something that was predictable, structured, safe, and I wanted to start a language school, a small one. Nothing fancy, just something mine. And my head was loud. What if it fails? What will people think? What if I make a mistake of leaving something secure? And you know what I did? I did it anyway. Not so confidently, not fearlessly, with fear in my body. But nothing terrible really happened. I didn't collapse and the world didn't end. And that was the first crack in my fear story. Then came the next level, in my fear story. I got a job at the biggest memorial in the country. And suddenly I was supposed to be standing in front of many people from all over the world, speaking, translating, interpreting, and being seen. I was scared. My voice was shaky, my heart raced, and of course I had stage fright, and my heart kept racing and my voice was shaky, but still I showed up and nothing happened. Nobody attacked me, I wasn't humiliated, and the world didn't end. This is important. Fear promised me disaster, and reality gave me experience. So next time fear shows up, don't ask, how can I get rid of this? But ask this: what am I being invited into? And you know what I learned? I learned that confidence doesn't come before action, but it comes after survival. After your nervous system learns, oh, I did that and I'm still here. And this is how fear dissolves. Not all at once, but every single time you choose to move anyway. So you don't have to be fearless. You just have to be willing to move anyway. And that is everything. If there is one thing I want to take from all of this, it's this. Fear is not here to ruin your life. It's not here to block you. It's not here to tell you you are incapable. Fear shows up when you're standing close to something that actually matters to you. That uncomfortable feeling, the tight chest, the hesitation, the second guessing, that's not weakness. That is you stepping outside of what is familiar. That's you stretching beyond who you've been so far. And yes, it feels messy. It feels uncertain. Your mind starts racing. You start wondering if you're good enough, ready enough, brave enough. That is normal. Everyone you admire has felt that exact same thing. They just didn't let it decide for them. Because here is the truth. Clarity doesn't come first. Confidence doesn't come first. You don't suddenly wake up one day feeling fearless and sure. Those things come after you move, after you try, after you stay instead of running away. In those moments when your heart is pounding and your mind is loud, it doesn't mean you are on the wrong path. Most of the time it means you're exactly where you're supposed to be, right at the edge of growth. So instead of asking, how do I get rid of this fear? Try asking, can I take one small step anyway? Not the whole leap, not the perfect move, just the next honest step. Because every time you do that, every time you show up despite the fear, something changes, quietly, internally. You start trusting yourself a little more. You realize you can handle discomfort. You realize you don't break when things feel uncertain. And step by step, that's how you become stronger. Not overnight, not dramatically, but in real life. So wherever you are right now, whatever you're standing in front of, the decision, the conversation, the change you've been avoiding, just know this. You don't have to be fearless. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to be willing to try, willing to stay, willing to see what happens if you don't turn back this time. And that's where everything starts to change.